Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon. Today I'm going to share with you a quick and easy recipe for peach crisp. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be removing the skin from our peaches. And how you do that, a quick way to do that, is that I take my peaches and at the bottom, I'm going to just score them. I'll just make just like an X right at the bottom. And this will allow me to peel the skin off the peaches once they come out of our boiling water. Now, if you're not familiar with doing it this way, I'm going to share with you this classic old school method on how to peel peaches if you have a lot of peaches to peel. And we're going to be using 6 cups total. 6 cups of peaches is about a dozen peaches, about 10 to 12 peaches depending on the size. But if they're medium size, you're going to use about 10 to 12. So I had my water and it had come to a boil, and then I went on and I put my peaches in, and you see the peaches are going to float. You want to go ahead, let your peaches, move your peaches around and let them sit in the boiling water for 30 seconds. Once it's been about 30 seconds where you scored your peaches, you're going to see the skin start to lift up or separate from the flesh of the peach, and then you want to go ahead, take your peaches out, have a bowl of nice ice cold water that you want to go ahead and put the peaches directly in from the boiling pot, so that way we stop that cooking process. This is also something if you have peaches and you want to make peach preserves, or you want to make a nice peach jam and you're going to do a lot of peaches. This is a great way to peel peaches when you have more than just 2 or 3 to do at a time. So I just go from the bottom where I scored my peaches, and you see how the skin just peels away really easily, just like that. And leave me a comment down below and let me know, did your grandmother or great-grandmother peel peaches like this as well? There's just something about this old school method. It is simple and it gets the job done. I use my paring knife and I go ahead and I slice my peaches away from the center stone. And sometimes if you get a little bit of the pit piece or the stone part, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and cut those pieces out. And so I just go through and I try to avoid picking up any of the hard piece of the stone, but if I do, I just go ahead and cut it off just like that. Now once I have all my peaches cut, and you should have 6 cups total, I go ahead and I put in a half a cup of sugar. Now depending on how sweet your peaches are, if your peaches are very sweet, you can go ahead and reduce that to 1/3 of a cup of sugar, but about a half a cup of sugar is usually what I like to use because some of my peaches are sweet and some of them need a little help, so half a cup is typically what I like to use. I've buttered my 13x9 casserole dish. I go ahead and I dump my peaches right into my casserole dish. And this crisp recipe also works if you want to make a fresh berry crisp, or either if you want to do a nectarine crisp. It's also very good as well. And we can't forget about our thickening agent. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of flour, and you can use either 2 tablespoons of flour or either 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Typically I would add it into the bowl when I added in the half a cup of sugar, so good thing that I did not forget to add in our flour, because as our fruit bakes, it'll release their juices, and that's where we're going to get all that nice peachy goodness. So once I've gone on and I've mixed everything around and made sure I have no more white flour and everything is blended into the peaches, I'm going to make our crisp topping. For my crisp topping, I'm going to be using a half a cup of regular all-purpose flour, and then I'm using 4 tablespoons of light brown sugar that I had packed into the tablespoon. I'm also going to be using some old-fashioned oats, and I'm using 3/4 of a cup of old-fashioned oats. I'm putting them in 1/4 cup increments, but total I'm using 3/4 of a cup of old-fashioned oats. Now once I put my oats in my bowl, I'm going to go ahead and break up that light brown sugar, because I want to make sure that my oats, my flour, and my light brown sugar is mixed in and blended in well together. Now if you are new to my channel, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, welcome in, and if you're a returner, welcome back. My name is Devon, and on my channel I love to share what I cook and bake for my family in my kitchen, sharing the ins and outs on how to make a recipe come out just right. I paid attention in the kitchen and I learned a lot from my mom, my aunties, my grandmother. My father was a good cook. His mother was a really great cook. So I hope you are enjoying my content and consider subscribing. Next in my bowl, I have put 5 tablespoons of softened butter. I'm using salted butter, but if you use unsalted butter, you want to add in a pinch of salt. Be sure to press and blend the softened butter into the oats and the flour and the brown sugar. You want to get to the point where it starts to hydrate a little bit, and then if you were to put a scoop of it in your hand and you closed your hand and you made a fist, it would hold together, and that's what you're looking for, kind of that crumbly texture. Next, I'm going to sprinkle on some cinnamon to my peaches. I love the warm spice of the cinnamon. My family really loves it as well. This is about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon that I'm going to sprinkle all over my peaches, just like that. After I sprinkle the cinnamon on top of my peaches, then I scoop my crisp all over. Want to make sure that you're going to go from end to end. Make sure you cover your peaches as best as you can. Now while I'm doing this, I'm preheating my oven. My oven is preheating on 375 degrees, and our crisp is going to bake from 40 to 50 minutes until it's nice golden brown on top, and it's also going to be hot and bubbly. You're going to have all those wonderful juices, just nice and thick and bubbly. Also, what I like to do is I like to check it at around 30 minutes, 35 minutes, just to kind of see how it's baking up. Well, our crisp has baked in our oven for 50 minutes. It is smelling good. It is looking good. It is a nice golden brown on top. The juices were nice and bubbly. And so I'm going to go ahead and serve us up some. Now, before I serve this up, I went on and I let it cool for about 15-20 minutes. You do want to let it cool slightly before you go ahead and serve yourself or serve your guests. And also, when you let it sit for that, additional 15 minutes or so, the juice will continue to thicken as your crisp cools down. Now you can go ahead and serve your peach crisp just like this, but I'm going to go ahead and gild the lily, and we're going to put some nice vanilla ice cream right on top. Something else is some homemade whipped cream is just perfect with this. Well, this is our peach crisp. I grabbed a fork. I should have grabbed a spoon, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to serve y'all up the first bite. I have some ice cream, some crisp, and some peaches. Go ahead and take a bite. Now I'm going to take my bite and see how we did. Oh my goodness. This has come out so good, and the peaches have baked up perfectly. Well, I hope you give this recipe a try. If you're not subscribed, I invite you to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video and appreciate the content, don't forget to show it some love, give it a thumbs up, and click share, and share this video with a friend or family. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you can come back and visit me again in my kitchen. And remember, it's always good when Devon is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.